Okay, here we go with some hints for the fourth homework sheet. The first question, you need a bit of square paper for this one. You have to draw the vectors 2a plus 3b. So we are given vector A and we're given vector B. So we need to draw one vector A, and then we need to draw another vector A, then add on to that a vector B, add another vector B, and add another vector B. And then the answer you're looking for is this vector across here, which is 2A add 3B. Okay, if you want to do it using components, then take your values for A, double them, take your values for B, treble them, and then add these two answers together. Question 2, find the resultant force. This question is a lot easier than it actually looks. The resultant force is just what you get when you add those three vectors together. So just add the three vectors together to give you a single vector and you're done. Be careful with the signs. Question 3. Now, these little red lines I've got at the end here, they mean calculate the magnitude. However, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out what 3p add 2q is. So using the values that we've got, work out 2p, add on 3q's, and that will give you a single vector. Let's just say the single vector comes out to be A and B. What the red lines mean that we talked about earlier on, these red lines, the magnitude, that means that you take whatever your answer was for 2a add 3q and you need to square it. Make that a wee bit darker. You need to square it, so square the a number, square the b number, add them up and square root. Question 4, difficult to see this, I know. We're told up here that this corner is 8, 4 and 6. So that means 8 along, 4 into the page and then 6 high. Now the first point we have to find is here. So how are we going to get to that point? Starting here, we're going to go along half, we're not going any into the page, and then we're going to go up 6. So if you follow that for that point, similarly for this point, in, and up, and then for the last point, which is here, this one will be in, nothing into the page, and then up. For question 5, now don't do what I've seen people do in the past here. Some people go and multiply all this out. Right? You do not have to do that. Do not do that. Right? All you need to do is put the first little bracket equal to 0 and put the second little bracket equal to 0 and work out what x is in each case. It is really as simple as that. Question 6. We do need to factorise into a couple of brackets this time. And then we're back to the same stage as last time. Solve each of your little brackets equal to 0. Question 7. Identify your A, B and C. And then we're going to use the formula negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Remember to write your unrounded answers. Question 8. This looks like a Pythagoras question to me. And Pythagoras says if you do the small side squared added to the other small side squared, you get the big side squared. Okay, so you now have to remove these brackets, tidy the whole thing up, remembering to put it equal to 0, and then we're back to question 6. Factorise into a couple of brackets to work out what x is. Now one of them will be impossible. Don't forget there's a second part to this question where you've got to work out how much it costs to put fencing all the way around the outside. So we know that side's 13 metres. You'll be able to work out this side when you know x and this side. So get the whole perimeter and then work out the cost of the fencing. Lastly, question 9. I would imagine most people are probably going to try and get rid of this number, right, the letter y's, whatever's in the front there. So I would suggest that we're not going to do anything with the top one, but we're going to multiply this one by 3. And because this one says negative and this one says positive, then that means we're going to do an add sum. Work out your x number and then substitute back in to work out your y number. And that's us guys. Hopefully you'll have found this sheet a wee bit easier than some of the others.